Hi, I'm Dr. Marc Panton, and I'm on the Maggie menu trail.
He's so versatile, an entrepreneur, a veterinarian, and now Chief Technical Director in the Ministry of Agriculture. All right, what are you giving us today?
Well, the dish here today, of course, we focus on our tilapia. My feeling is this: I'm a gentleman who really likes to keep things very simple, and I like it to go quick.
Okay.
So the dish is called a bear jerk tilapia. Bear jerk fish, the steamed fish today. No, I promise.
Okay.
I promise. So what we have here basically is some of your very basic ingredients. Obviously, your salt and pepper, onions, sweet peppers, a little Scotch bonnet, callaloo, a jerk marinade, any variety that you like is good. A beer, again, of your choice. Butter, really garnish here, nice pear, and crackers. So it's a very, almost a traditional dish, but we just do it a little flair, and it's very easy and takes very little time to prepare.
You're going to be using some Maggie products here as well?
Yes, absolutely. I tell you, this particular Maggie product, which is the chicken noodle soup mix, really brings up the flavor of the fish, and it mixes beautifully with the jerk and the beer when you do that.
You're not the only one who uses the products for different things. Now, this is soup. It says chicken noodle soup. We're doing it in fish now.
Oh, absolutely.
Maggie's so versatile, do you think?
I really have to commend them on their product offering. I think what it does, it gives the housewife, and in my case the house husband, an opportunity to really be able to, spice up your dishes and do it very cost effectively, and it's very easy.
And you've got fish here as well?
Of course, this is just what we're going to use to just do a quick dry rub on the fish.
Okay.
So we're giving it the season, and I tell you why I like this in particular, because I used to watch my mother, for example, when she seasoned fish with this thyme and she was rubbing it in, and also it just takes time. Oh man, I can't take the stress.
Yes.
So I like something that's easy, and quite frankly, this Maggie fish seasoning is very good.
Okay, great.
So we're ready to rock and roll with that.
Yeah, man. So I'm going to leave you to do your thing, and then I come back for the next day. All right.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Susan. Today's dish is a bear jerk steamed fish. Tilapia in particular in this case. And we have two lovely looking fish, which what I have done basically, because we're going to be putting it in foil to go ahead and cook in the oven, I have taken off the fins, which can sometimes puncture the foil, and we really don't want that, because you don't want all those nice juices flowing out of your foil while it's cooking. So basically I'm going to take this Maggie fish seasoning, which is a dry rub seasoning, and simply pour it over fish. Now I have pre-sliced the fish, and of course it has been well gutted and prepared. Put a little bit on the inside, and just go ahead and rub in your seasoning. Give it that a little bit more. And we're going to be using a little bit more of this in the callaloo actually to give it a little flavor. Catch a little bit on the inside. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a messy person here. Sorry about that. And voila, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what we have done for the fish in terms of dry rubbing it. I'm going to go ahead and bring our foil over. Let's move these to the side. And in preparing the fish, very simple process. We go ahead, place your fish right in the middle. You're going to need a little butter to go in here with it. So we cut just a smidge of butter to go with it. And that's going to go ahead and just really bring everything together. We're going to put a couple crackers. I usually use about 3 crackers inside the fish. Now some people don't like when the crackers cook down, and that's fine. You can put it in at the end, or just as it comes close to completion you can add it, such that it won't be so soft. But I like when it's well cooked through. So that's pretty much what we're going to do with that one. We're going to take some of our jerk marinade, and again, any particular brand that you like is fine by me. And you don't need much of this jerk marinade, because quite frankly it's very hot. So you need about 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons. Just put it right over the top. And we have our Maggie chicken noodle soup mix. Have it open here. Now what I like to do, because I like to have quite a bit of noodles in here, and because we have some amount of dry rub seasoning, I tend to focus on trying to get as much noodle out of here, more so than the powdered version, powdered form here. So we just go ahead and sprinkle it right over. And notice we got a nice number of noodles going on here. It has a nice amount of the particular seasonings, which will give it a good flavor. And you don't need more than about 1 tablespoon of this particular product. We're going to basically go ahead and just crunch the edges of this to create almost a little bit of a boat. And this now you're going to take your beer and you're going to pour about roughly the equivalent of about half a bottle of beer on each fish. And you're going to tent it. Very simple, very easy. And you pretty much have one fish ready to go into the oven. Put on your oven mitt. The oven is warm. You don't want to burn any hands. And this will go right into the oven. You're going to let this go at about 175 to 180 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes. And while that's going on, we're going to focus on some callaloo. Good old Jamaican callaloo. I normally really enjoy bringing out the flavors of some of my sweet pepper and my onion before I add the callaloo. And also it's because I prefer to I don't like the crunch in the callaloo of the onions. That's my personal preference, but if you like it, that's fine. So basically we're going to go ahead and put a little butter first, just to get some going. All right. We'll just allow that to go ahead and melt just a little bit. Now in terms of the callaloo, they do have pre-chopped varieties, but in this case, I tend to prefer when I can take my callaloo from scratch because I prefer not to have the stems in this dish. I like the callaloo to be very soft and not have those hard pieces in there when it goes with the fish. I find that it just really complements the light texture of the tilapia fish. That's going nice. We're going to just take our onions. We have onions. I have red and yellow sweet pepper just to add a little color to the callaloo. I think it makes for a wonderful presentation when we go ahead and put this on the fish after it is completed cooking. Some people actually will steam their callaloo in the fish, but I prefer to leave it a little separate so that the flavors can gel at the end. All right, so we go ahead with our onions. And we'll take some sweet pepper, both red and yellow. It makes a wonderful color. And of course, you have to have some good old-fashioned Scotch bonnet pepper as a nice flavor. Of course, I have avoided all the seeds. This is just the skin, just so that we get the flavor without too much of the heat. And we're not going to be cooking these until they die, if you will. We're just trying to release some of the flavors, get them to cook down just a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and add our callaloo. Makes for a beautiful combination. The colors look really nice. There we go. And to that, we can go ahead and add our callaloo. And we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of that fish seasoning and just sprinkle right on top. Take this off. And we're going to just add a little bit of water. And you don't want much water in here because it does carry a lot of water in the plant. You just want enough for it to steam down. And a smidge of pepper. And give that a final turn. And we just put the top and allow that to steam down.
All right, well, I'm back to experience your fish and beer.
Fish and beer and jerk?
I don't do alcohol, you know. So, and you promised that this wouldn't taste like alcohol, right?
I tell you, you have my word.
I have your
Yes,
word.
the baking has taken out the actual alcohol and just left the flavor of the beer.
Why do people use beer in cooking, though?
You know, I think beer actually adds a wonderful flavor, especially to meat and to fish in particular. It really brings up, and I tell you, when you look at this particular dish right now, you can see, for example, the beer that it's still simmering in the fish.
Right.
It has the noodles, the seasoning from the Maggie Cock soup. Clearly, you have your callaloo now, which complements it very nicely. Again, the colors make for a good presentation. The pear, and again, boy, you can't beat this fish. Tilapia is such a wonderful fish.
I was listening to you when you said the stalk of the callaloo. You don't much like that in the... Yeah, I don't like it either. So this is great for me.
Yes, it keeps it nice, not too much crunch.
Right. Remind us how you prepare the fish again.
Sure. Well, it's a very simple dish, something that you can invite your friends over, very quickly put together. Of course, you know, once you have dry rubbed your fish, you want to just put in foil and add a little butter, add obviously a little jerk marinade to it, and a little bit of your chicken noodle soup and your beer. and that allows it to really simmer beautifully.
Right, and you mentioned the crackers. A lot of people don't like their crackers done inside the fish. How else could you have done it?
Well, some people actually like to put down at the very end and just barely allow it to begin to steam down.
Okay.
This way it's completely cooked through. It's very soft, full of flavor,
Okay.
and it complements the fish when
And
you
that
go
would
ahead
be
and
your
eat it.
carbohydrates. You get carbohydrates, your veg, and your meat.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Couldn't ask for more. There's
Okay,
no
here we
rice
go.
in this one.
Good old Jamaican avocado on there, huh?
I'm telling you.
All right, my time to taste. I'll let you on this show. Okay, callaloo, plus. Let's do the fish. Interesting.
Is it?
Interesting. I expected to taste bear. There's no bear at all. Just a little flavor of something unknown. Fish is nice. This is really fresh.
It's very good.
Remind us of the Maggi seasonings used today.
Oh, absolutely. We used the fish seasoning, which was a wonderful rub, not only on the fish, but it added flavor to the callaloo. And that brought up that magnificent flavor in the callaloo. And of course, we used our chicken noodle soup mix, which gave you all these wonderful noodles that you see here and blended beautifully with the beer to cook the fish.
And it just has the right amount of salt in it. You don't really need to add salt.
No.
So thank you so much for coming and sharing this wonderful recipe with us.
Thank you very much for having me, Susan.
For this and every other recipe seen here on the Maggi Menu Trail, contact Nestle Jamaica Limited. The Maggi Menu Trail is brought to you by Maggi, the secret of great flavor.